A very good morning to Dr. Haslina. My name is Phuah Mei Qi and my group member is Lim Guang Way. Today we are going to present about our software testing and quality assurance final project, and the chosen web application that we have chosen is school management system.
Okay, first I will introduce to our project, which is school management system. Due to this is an application system, so we using manual testing for this project. Okay, introduction to school management system. School management system is important for educational system, which is need for record school data activity and student data. This provide a better academic experience, allow admin to add student score into score sheet, generate scholarship report, record school expenses, school fees, teacher salary, class, subject, term, and grading system. Overall, this school management system is to help to improve teacher, help to reduce teachers' work in school.
The chosen features contains the most critical list, and the field included in this feature are the most important field for school management system. And first, add class feature will allow the headmaster to add the new class for each standard or form, and edit class will allow the headmaster to update the class if there are some mistake for the created class. And add subject are important because headmaster can add the new subject and assign the subject to the class which offering this subject. But edit class will allow the headmaster to update the subject if there are any changes occur. In addition, add term contains the most critical list in which term is a portion of an academic year and the time during which an educational institution hosts classes. So add term allows the headmaster to add a new term for an academic year, but it also allows headmaster to update the term if there are any mistake occur. And the grade is a standard for the exam result. Without grade, there will be a problems for the exam scoring and affect the arrangement of the class. Therefore, a grade is necessary for the school management system so that the headmaster can assign the grade for the score range as well as update the grade. Furthermore, add teacher are necessary because each teacher will be assigned to each subject and class to be a form teacher. Meanwhile, the information for each teacher will be recorded. A successful school management system must include all information about the student. Therefore, a student is one of the important features that are indispensable for the school management system. It will allow the headmaster to add or update the information about the student. Expenses is about the cost incurred in or required for something. Funding is from multiple resources and divide almost a large number of academic departments. The sport team, research facility, study abroad program, and the other groups. In order to know the flow of fund clearly, expenses will help the school record all of the expenses about the school. Meanwhile, fee will also essential because it will record the fee for each classes. Next, search student will allow the headmaster to search the student directly by entering their name or any keyword that is related to that particular student, and it is necessary because the school contains a large amount of students, and by using the search feature it will filter the student and show only the student that the headmaster looking for. And last but not least, school detail will allow the headmaster to enter the school name that will assign the system to the school. Thus, it is necessary for the school management system.
Okay, next I will introduce our test item, which is add or edit class, add or edit subject, add or edit terms, add or edit grade, add teacher, add or search students, add expenses or fees, and school detail. Next, software risk issue. System does not provide an error message when a user enter an invalid data. system cannot recognize invalid data types. Next, features to be tested. Add or edit class, add or edit subject, add or edit terms, add or edit grade, add teacher, add or search students, add expenses or fees, add school details. This is the important features that we consider as considered in school management system. The features not to be tested is edit student, edit teachers, edit fee, and edit expenses. So next, approach testing levels. This consists of system test level. It is hoped that there will be at least one full-time independent test person for system testing. System testing will be performed by the software tester with assistance from the individual developer as required. No specific test tools are available for this project. Program will enter into system tests after all critical defect has been corrected. Approach meeting. Testing will be meet at once every 2 weeks to evaluate progress to date and to identify error trends and problems as early as possible. Testing leader will meet with development and the project manager once every 2 weeks as well. 2 meetings will be scheduled on different weeks. Additional meetings can be called as required for emergency situations. Next, I will introduce item pass or fail criteria. The next step distributor will begin the parallel process if not already doing so. Initial set of distributor must pass the data comparison test to complete the testing. At that point, the application is considered live. All additional activation will be on as really basic. When a distributor is ready and their data is verified, they will then also be activated. Next, suspension criteria and resumption requirements. No distributors are ready for the testing at pilot initiation. The pilot project will be delayed until at 3 last distributors are ready to initiate the pilot process. No additional element will be added to the school management system project during this delay. Next, test deliverables. Project proposal of system testing, system test plans, test case design, defect or incident report and summaries, test log and turnover reports. Remaining test tasks. These are the tables that we designed for the remaining test tasks. So you can see the tasks have add class, add subject, add term, add grade, edit grades, add teacher, add students, search student, add expenses, add fee, and school details. Next, enrollment needed. An installed and functional copy of the school management system, access the nightly backup or recovery process, access to MySQL, Microsoft Windows operating system must be installed. Next, staff and training need. At least one full-time tester assigned to the project for the system testing phase of the project. Require assignment of each person part-time at the beginning of the project to participate in review, and approximate 2 months into the project, they would be assigned full-time. If a separate test person is not available for the project manager, test manager will assume these roles. Tester need to be trained on how to operate the school management system. Next, responsibility. So these are the table we designed for the responsibility. You can see have a proposal of system testing, system test plan, test case design, defect or incident report and summaries, and test logs and turnover reports. schedule. Time has been allocated within the project plan for the following testing activities: system testing performed after integration testing and before acceptance testing. Planning risk and contingency. Limited system information. System tester is hard to communicate to the system developer because the system developer is very far away from the system tester. Limited software tester. No attempt will be made to bypass or any parts of the review and testing processes. This is end of my presentation. Thank you.
Next, I will show the test data for our project. So we are using the equivalence partitioning. It will divide into two categories, which is the valid class and the invalid class. So now I will show all the invalid and also the valid class for this project. So this is the test data for add class, edit class, add subject, edit subject, and add term features. And this is the test data for edit term and add grade features. This is the test data for edit grade and add teacher features. This also is the continuous for the previous slide, which is this is for the add teacher features. This is continue with add teacher features and also the add student features. This is the test data for add student features and also the search student and add expenses features. Lastly, this is the test data for FV and school details features. Next, I will move to the test case design, and this test case is to test the add class functionality in school management system. So the prerequisite for this test case is for this function is to access to Chrome browser and download school management system from this URL, and the test data is the class name. So the test scenario here is to verify on entering class name the class can be added. So the first step is to launch the school management system and create on the setting, then create on the class, then only create on the add. So the next step is to enter the class name. The expected result is the class name can be entered. So the actual result is as expected and the test status is passed. Next is create on the add class. The expected result is the class is added and actual result is as expected and the test status is passed. Okay. So for the next test class for the next test case, we will move to the S class functionality, but it's in the invalid part. So this test scenario is verified on entering class name, the class cannot be entered. As usual, we will launch the school management system and create on the setting, then create on the class and create on add and enter the class name. The expected result is the class name cannot be entered, but the actual result is unexpected. The class name can be entered. So the test status here is all field for the number only, string only, char only, and symbol only. And the last step is create on add class. So the expected result is the class cannot be added, but the actual result is unexpected. The class is added. So the test status is failed. Next, this test case will test the edit class functionality in school management system. So the test scenario here is verified on editing class name. The class name can be entered. And the first step is launch the school management system, and the second step is click on the setting, then click class, then select the class and click on edit. So the next step is edit the class name. The expected result is the class name can be edited, and the actual result is as expected, so the test status is passed. And the last step is click save change, and the expected result is class name is updated and actual result is as expected, and the test status is passed. And for the invalid, the test scenario is verified on editing class name. The class name cannot be updated. So first step is to launch the school management system and click on setting, then click class, then select the class and click on edit. And the third step is edit class name. As the expected result is the class name cannot be edited. So the actual result is the class name can be edited, so it is unexpected. And the test status is all field for the number only, string only, char only, and symbol only. And the last step is click on save change. Expected result is the class name cannot be updated, but the actual result is the class name is updated, so the test status is filled. In addition, and this test case is test the add subject functionality in school management system, and the test scenario is to verify on entering subject name the subject can be added. So first step is to launch the school management system and click on setting, then click subject and click on add subject. And the third step is enter subject names. The expected result is the subject name can be entered, and the actual result is as expected, so the test status is passed. And the last step is click on add button, and then the expected result is subject is added and actual result is as expected, so the test status is passed. And for invalid, the test scenario is to verify on entering subject name the subject cannot be added. First is launch the school management system and click on setting, then click subject and click on add subject. And third is enter subject name. The expected result is the subject name cannot be entered, and the actual result is the subject name can be entered. So the test status is all field for the number only, char only, and symbol only. And the last step is click on add, and the expected result is the subject cannot be added, but the actual result is the subject is added, so the test status is failed. Furthermore, this test case is to test the edit subject functionality in school management system, and the test scenario here is to verify on editing subject name, the subject name can be updated. First step is to launch school management system and click on setting, then click subject, then select the subject, then click on edit subject. So the third step is edit subject name. The expected result is the subject name can be edited, and the actual result is as expected, and the test status here is passed. And the last step is click on save change button, and the expected result is the subject is updated, and the actual result is as expected, so the test status is passed. For invalid, the test scenario is to verify on editing subject name, the subject name cannot be updated. So the first step is to launch school management system and click on setting, then click subject, then select the subject and click on edit subject. The third step is edit subject name. The expected result is subject name cannot be edited, but the actual result is the subject name can be edited. So the test status for all fields are filled, which is the number only, and char only, and symbol only. And the last step is click on save change button, and the expected result is the subject name cannot be updated, but the actual result is the subject name is update, so the test status is filled. Next, this test case is to test the atom functionality in school management system, and the test scenario is to verify on entering term name and academic year. The term name and academic year can be added. So the first step is to launch the school management system and create on system, then create term and create on atom. So the third step is to enter name and academic year. The expected result is the name and academic year can be entered. So the actual result is as expected. So the test status here is passed. And the last step is to create on save change. So the term is added and the actual result is as expected. So the test status is passed. And for the invalid, the test scenario is to verify on entering term name and academic year. The term name and academic year cannot be added. So the first step is to launch the school management system and create on setting, then create term and create on atom. So the third step is to enter the name. The expected result is the name cannot be entered, but the actual result is the name can be entered. So the test status are all filled for number only, string only, char only, and symbol only. And for the fourth step, to enter the academic year, the expected result is the academic year cannot be entered, but the actual result is the academic year can be entered. So the test status here is all filled for number only, string only, char only, and also symbol only. And the last step is click on save change button. The expected result is the term cannot be added, but the actual result is the term is added. So the test status here is filled for this test case. And next, for the edit term, this test case is to test the edit term functionality in school management system. And the test scenario here is to verify on editing term name and academic year. The term name and academic year can be updated. So the first step is to launch the school management system, and the second step is create on setting, then create term, then select the term and create on edit term. So the third step is edit name and academic year. The expected result is the name and academic year can be edited, but the actual result is as expected, and the test status is passed. And the last step is click on save change button, and the expected result is the term is update, and the actual result is as expected, and the test status for this test case is passed. And for the invalid, the test case scenario is verify on editing term name and academic year. The term name and academic year cannot be updated. So first step is to launch the school management system, and the second step is create on setting, then create term, then select the term and create on edit term. And the third step is edit name. The expected result is the name cannot be entered, and the actual result is the name can be edited. So the test field are all filled for this test data, which is number only, string only, char only, and symbol only. And the next step is to edit the academic year. The expected result is the academic year cannot be edited, but the actual result is the academic year can be edited. So the test data are all filled, which is number only, string only, char only, and symbol only. And the last step is click on save change. The expected result is the term cannot be updated, and the actual result is the term is updated, so the test status for this test case is failed. Next, this test case design is to test the aggregate functionality in school management system, and the test scenario is verified on entering score range, grade, and remark. The score range, grade, and remark can be added. So first step is to launch the school management system and create on setting, then create on grading system and create on add grades. So the third step is enter score range, grade, and remarks. The expected result is the score range, grade, and remark can be entered, and the actual result is as expected, and the test status is passed. And for the last step is create on input grades. The expected result is the grade is added, and the actual result is as expected, so the test status for this test case is passed. And for the invalid, the test scenario is verified on entering score range, grade, and remark. The score range, grade, and remark cannot be added. So the first step is to launch the school management system, and the second step is create on setting, then create on grading system, and create on add grade. The third step is to enter the score range. The expected result is the score range cannot be entered, but the actual result is the score range can be entered. So the field are all filled for the test data are all filled for this, and which is number only, string only, char only, and symbol only. And for the next step is to enter the grade, and the expected result is the grade cannot be entered, but the actual result is the grade can be entered. So the test data are all filled, which is the number only, and string only, and symbol only. And the next step is enter remark. So the expected result is the remark cannot be entered, but the actual result is the remark can be entered. So the test status here is one field and another two is passed, which is the char only is filled, and number only and symbol only is passed for this field. And the last step is create on input grade. The expected result is the grade cannot be added, and the actual result is the grade is added, so the test status for this test case is failed. In addition, this test case design is to test the aggregate functionality in school management system. The test scenario is verified on editing score range, grade, and remark. The score range, grade, and remark can be updated. So the first step is to launch the school management system and create on setting, then create grading system and select the grade and create on edit grade. The third step is edit score range, grade, and remark. So the score range, grade, and remark can be edited. The actual result is as expected, so the test status is passed. And the last step is create on save change. The expected result is the grade is added, and the actual result is as expected, and the test status is passed for this test case. And for the invalid, the test scenario is to verify on editing score range, grade, and remark. The score range, grade, and remark cannot be updated. So the first step is to launch the school management system, and the second step is create on setting, then create grading system and create on add grades, and the third step is edit score range. The expected result is the score range cannot be edited, and the actual result is unexpected. The score range can be edited. So the test data are all filled for this test field, which is number only, string only, char only, and symbol only. And next is to edit grade. The expected result is the grade cannot be edited, and the actual result is the grade can be edited. So the test data are all filled, which is for the number only, string only, and symbol only. And the next step is edit remark. The expected result is the remark cannot be edited, but the actual result is the remark can be edited. So among the 3 test data, only one is filled, which is char only, and the other 2, which is number only and symbol only, are passed for this test case. And the last step is quick input save change. So the expected result is the grades cannot be updated, but the actual result is the grade is updated. So the test status here is filled. In addition, this test case is to test the add teacher functionality in school management system. So the test scenario is verified on entering name, qualification, salary, children count, sponsors name, nationality, mobile number, email, and address, and all those these can be added. So the first step is to launch the school management system, and the second step is create on setting, then create teacher, and create on add. So the third step is enter name, and the name can be entered. So the test status is pass for the string only and the combination string and symbol. And the next step is enter qualification. So the expected result is the qualification can be entered. So the test status here is pass. And next is the enter salary. The expected result is the salary can be entered. So the test status is pass. And next is enter children count, and the expected result is the children count can be entered. So the test status is pass. And next is enter the spouse name. So the name can be entered. The test status is pass for both string only and combination string and symbol. So for the enter nationality, and the expected result is the nationality can be entered. So the test status is pass. And for the enter mobile number can be entered. So the test status is pass. And for enter email, the email can be entered as expected. So the test status is pass. And for the enter address, the address can be entered. So the test status is pass. So the last step is click on add button. The expected result is the teacher is add as expected. So the test status for this test case is pass. And next, for the invalid, so the test scenario is to verify on entering name, qualification, salary, children count, spouse name, nationality, mobile number, email, and address, and all those this cannot be added. So the first step is to launch the school management system, and second step is create on setting, then create on teacher, and create on add. And the third step is to enter the name. The expected result is the name cannot be entered, but the actual result is the name can be entered. So the test status are all filled for number only, char only, and symbol only. And for the enter qualification, the expected result is the qualification cannot be entered, but the actual result is unexpected. The qualification can be entered. So the test status are all filled. And for the enter salary, the salary cannot be entered for expected result, but the actual result is the salary can be entered. So among the 3 test data, only one is passed for this case, which is the salary cannot enter by string. And next is enter children count. The expected result is the children count cannot be entered. So the actual result is expected. I'm sorry to make a mistake here. Is expected because all of the test data for invariant are all passed, which is the string and char and also symbol only. So for the enter spouse name, the name cannot be entered, but the actual result is the spouse name can be entered. So the test data are all filled. So and next is enter nationality. The nationality cannot be entered for the expected result, but the actual result is unexpected because the nationality can be entered. So the test data are all filled. And for enter mobile number, the mobile number cannot be entered in the expected result. So the actual result is expected, and the test data are all passed. And for enter email, the email cannot be entered for the expected result, but the actual result is unexpected because the email can be entered, and the test data are all filled. And for enter address, the address cannot be entered for expected result, but the actual result is unexpected because the address can be entered. So the test data are all filled. And the last step is click on add button, and the expected result is the teacher cannot be added, but the actual result is unexpected because the teacher is added. So the test status for this test case is filled. For this test case is to test the student functionality in school management system. So the test scenario is to verify on entering name, parent names, address, and parents' contact, and all of this can be added. So the first step is to launch the school management system and click on student, then click on add student. The third step is to enter the name, and the expected result is the name can be entered as expected. So the test status is one pass and one field, in which the name can be entered in this field is only string, but actually there are some names of student is combination of string and also symbol. So it is filled in this case. And for the next step is enter parent's name, and the expected result is the parent's name can be entered. So this case is same like a previous case, which means the parent's name will include the symbol with their name, so it's filled. And for edit address, the address can be entered for the expected result, and the test status is passed. And the sixth step is enter parents contact, and the expected result is parents contact can be entered, so the test status is passed. And the last step is click on add button, and the expected result is student is added, and the actual result is as expected, so this test case is passed. And for invariant, the test scenario is to verify on entering name, parents' name, address, and parents' contact. Then all those lists cannot be added. So the first step is to launch the school management system and click on student, then click on add student. The third step is enter name. The expected result is the name cannot be entered, but the actual result is unexpected because the name can be entered. So the test status here is one field and another two is pass, which is if the user enter number only, it cannot be entered, but if the user enter char only, it can be entered, but for the symbol only, it cannot be entered. So next is enter parent's name. The expected result is the parent's name cannot be entered, but the actual result is the parent's name can be entered. So it also, because one field and another two is pass, which is for number only and symbol only is pass, but for char only is field, which means the user can enter the parent's name by just by the char only. So next, to enter the address, the expected result is the address cannot be entered, but the actual result is unexpected because the address can be entered. So the test data are all filled. And for the enter parents contact, the parents contact cannot be entered for the expected result, but for the so for the actual result actually is expected, and the test data are all passed. And last step is click on add. The student cannot be added in the expected result, but the actual result is unexpected, the student is added. So the test status for this test case is filled. This test case is to test the add expenses functionality in school management system. So the test scenario is verified on entering description and amount. The description and amount can be added. So first step is to launch the school management system and click on system, then click on school expenses and click on add. And the third step is enter description. The expected result is the description can be entered. So the test status is passed. And the next step is to enter amount. The expected result is the amount can be entered, but the actual result is unexpected because the amount cannot be entered. So the test status is filled for the floor or double, and the last step is click on save button. The expected result is the expenses is added, but the actual result is unexpected because the expenses cannot be added due to the amount cannot be entered. So the test data is filled. And for invalid, the test scenario is to verify on entering description and amount. The description and amount cannot be added. So the first step is to launch the school management system and click on setting, then click on school expenses and click on add. So the third step is enter description. The expected result is the description cannot be entered, but the actual result is unexpected because the description can be entered. So the test data are all filled for the number only, char only, and also symbol only. And the next step is enter amount. The amount cannot be entered for the expected result, but the actual result is unexpected because the amount can be entered. So the test data here are all passed. And for the last step is click save, and the expected result is expenses cannot be added, but the actual result is unexpected, the expenses is added. So the test status is filled for this test case, even though they are passed for the amount, which means the amount cannot be entered by string only, char or symbol. Next is to test the FV functionality in school management system. the test scenario is verified on entering class name and fee. The class name and fee can be added. So the first step is to launch the school management system and click on setting, then click on school fees and click on add fee. And the third step is to enter the class name. The expected result is the class name. The class name can be entered. So the test status is passed. And for the next step is to enter the fee. The expected result is the fee can be entered, and the actual result is as expected, and the test status is passed. And the last step is click on add. The expected result is the fee is entered, so the test status for this test case is passed. And for the invalid, the test scenario is verified on entering class name and fee. The class name and fee cannot be entered. So the first step is to launch the school management system and click on setting, then click on school fees and click on add fee. And the third step is to enter the class name. The expected result is the class name cannot be entered, but the actual result is unexpected because the class name can be entered. So the test data are all filled, and the next step is to enter the fee. And the expected result is the fee cannot be entered, but the actual result is unexpected because the fee can be entered. So the test data are all filled. And the last step is click on add button, and the expected result is the fee cannot be added, but the actual result is the fee is added. So the test status for this test case is failed. This test case is to test the school details functionality in school management system. So the test scenario is verified on entering school name. The school name can be added. So the first step is to launch the school management system and click on setting, then click on school details. And the third step is enter the school name. So the expected result is the school name can be entered, and the actual result is as expected. So the test status is passed. And the last step is click on save button. The expected result is the school detail is saved. So the test status for this test case is passed. And for invalid, the test scenario is verified on entering school name. The school name cannot be added. So the first step is to launch the school management system and click on setting, then click on school details, and the third step is enter the school name. So the expected result is the school name cannot be entered, but the actual result is the school name can be entered. So the test status are all failed. And the last step is click on save button. The expected result is the school details cannot be saved, but the actual result is unexpected because the school details is saved. So the test status for this test case is failed. Last, this test case is to test the search student functionality in school management system, and the test scenario is verified on search student name. The student name can be searched. So the first step is to launch the school management system, and the second step is click on student, and the last step is enter student name in the search student text box. So the expected result is the student name can be searched, and the test status is passed for this test case design. And for invalid, the test scenario is to verify on search student name. The student name cannot be entered. So the first step is to launch the school management system, and the second step is click on student. The last step is enter student name in the search student text box. So the expected result is student name cannot be searched. The actual result is unexpected because the student name is searched. So the test status for this is all failed. Next, I will move to the suggestion for improvement, and the selected web-based application for this project is School Management System, and there are few limitations have been found during the manual testing, such as the system does not provide an error message in certain time when user enter an invalid data. And the system also cannot recognize invalid class, such as the user enter only number in the name field, but it still can be saved. In my opinion, this system can be improved by put an example in each field so that the user can enter invalid data more accurately, and in addition, provide an error message when the user enter invalid data so that the user can know that the invalid data is filled in that field. Next, for add class and edit class feature, all of the fields have been tested for invalid data are filled. This may due to the system cannot recognize the invalid class. The system should consider the class by following the logical thinking and fix the data type for each field. The class name should be combination of char and number. However, during the testing, the invalid data such as number only, string only, char only, and symbol only still can be entered and saved. It should display an error message or prompt or pop-up and reminder windows to alert the user that they are enter the invalid data. And for add subject and edit subject feature, it consists of only one field, which is subject name for add and edit subject features. So the very class for subject name are string or combination string and number. And when the user enter number, char, or symbol only, it still can be saved. This shows that this field cannot recognize the invalid data class. So it should display an error message when user enter an invalid data, and it can using the color to alert the user. And there are same goals for the add term and edit term features as well as the grade and edit grade features. However, all invalid data that have been tested for name and academic year in this feature are filled. At the same time, all invalid data that have been tested for the score range and grade field are filled, while among 3 invalid data, 2 of them which are number and symbol are passed for the remark field. The system should measure the name and academic year for add term and edit term features or score range, grade, and remark for add class and edit class features enter are valid. So green color can be used to represent in the text field if the data enter are valid, while red color can be used to invalid data. Meanwhile, invalid data should not be saved to the system when the user click on the save button. And for another feature such as fee, the valid class for the fee are double or floor. The suggestion for this field is the user cannot enter any data that is invalid, which means that the field is only can be entered by double or floor. When the user starting enter the field with char or symbol, the field should not allow the user to enter, while this field can only enter the field which with the number at the beginning, then only the dot can be entered. Lastly, the name such as the student name should allow entering the name together with the symbol, because different race have different names such as Indian, their name will contain the slash in the middle. Next, I will go for the difference between manual testing and automated testing. So in terms of processing time, automated testing is significantly faster than a manual approach because automated testing is executed by software tools, while manual testing is time-consuming and take up human resources. And in addition, automated testing are suitable for complex and large projects compared with manual testing. However, manual testing are suitable for more to medium scale projects, and manual testing also require high maintenance of test plan rather than automated testing. So in terms of human observation, automated testing does not involve human consideration. Therefore, it can never give assurance of user friendly, and positive customer experience, while manual testing method allow human observation, which may be useful to offer user-friendly system. In addition, programming knowledge is necessary in automated testing, while manual testing does not need for programming knowledge. So the looks and feel of the application and the user experience are very important. In this case, it is necessary to test according to human instinct. The tester should consider the issue from the end user perspective and test the application to identify bugs or defects that may hidden the user experience. Since there are no automatic test tools that can be replaced manual testing is more suitable for this scenario, which is user acceptance test. However, automated testing are more suitable for unit tests, continuous integration, API level component tests, feature level component tests, continuous delivery. And in terms of documentation, automated tests acts as a document provide training value, especially for automated unit test case. A new developer can log into a unit test case and understand the code base quickly, while manual testing does not provide any training value. Next, I will move to the advantages and disadvantages of manual testing. And first, I will go for the advantages. One of the advantages of the manual testing is the test is conducted from a human perspective and the tester has logical reasoning ability. So if the project is intended for human use, the manual testing will be suitable because if something looks incorrect, they can see it immediately. Automated test script may not notify the visual problems, therefore it's best to manually test the usability and the interface issue. And next, the tester have aesthetic ability and psychological experience. The test of the beautiful interface, sound experience, and ease of use can only be tested by people. Therefore, the advantages will be given to the application that have graphical user interface that constantly change. Third, the manual testing are cost effectiveness. When it comes to the user of another equipment, the manual testing process can save resources. In addition, candidates who are interested in conducting the review have not prerequisite proof of discrimination, thus anyone can proceed. For example, your friends can be invited to conduct quality check. Next, I will move to the disadvantages of manual testing. One of the disadvantages of the manual testing is the risk of disappointment. Since manual testing is undertaken by the person in touch, the finding may not be accurate. Due to human error, slight outline rather and blemish may not be recognized. In addition, when quality assurance team adapt to product and process, they may lack the vision of identifying new bugs. Second, it needs more time and asset. Manual testing can be slow and detailed process, so the tester can set up automatic tests and run it in the background, while manual tests cannot. So usually, it involves many resources to fully test the software. In addition, if the report is incorrect, the feedback is very variable. The manual testing requires an accurate process which will help your development team reproduce the bugs and find the errors behind the reported bugs. This used to be a very time-consuming process because you need to teach the tester what and how to report the bugs. Last, lack of manual intervention. The manual test method has some limitations such as indirect load and execute tests. In this case, many user analyzers and gadgets run in series together. Similarly, manual testing may produce inefficient, unreliable, or ambiguous results and is especially difficult to test reusability. The large projects with short deadlines are not suitable for manual testing. Load and performance tests are completely impossible to use manually. Next, I will move to the advantages and disadvantages of automated testing. First, I will go for the advantages. One of the advantages of automated testing is it can run the test that is more cumbersome and is faster and efficient. One obvious advantage of automated testing is that it can run more tests in less time. There are business functions because the business logic is highly cumbersome. So if you use manual testing, it will take a lot of time. If the test frequency is not too much, it is acceptable. But if the test frequency is higher, the manual tester will be impatient, and the patience of automated testing is infinity, and the execution speed of the computer is much faster than manual. Second, regression testing is more convenient and reliable. In general, that is the most important task and features of automated testing. The effect is obvious, especially when the program is modified frequently, such as the continuous addition of new function, and the old function logic is unchanged or rarely changed. This is because the business process operation and test case of regression testing are completely designed in advance, and the expected results are fully expected by project team. Handing regression testing to the computer to automatically run can greatly improve test efficiency and shorten regression test time. Third, it helps to save time. Utilizing automated testing allows teams to complete test execution in less amount of time. And last, useful when there are limited amount of resources. Manual testing requires more people and more time, and while automated testing reduces the needs for both of these valuable resources. This allows for plenty of people who are able to provide a great customer experience both during the sales cycle and afterward in a customer support role. Next, for the disadvantages, one of the disadvantages of the automated testing is the accuracy of the test cannot be fully guaranteed. Automated testing is composed of script and its core is still code. So automated testing is a program test program, and the program may have defect, so that is not guaranteed that the script developed by the test engineer will be free of defect. If the code has a small logic error, even a conditional judgment error will cause the test result to be completely wrong. So, of course, for automated testing engineers, most errors will still be avoided in script debugging. Second, the defects found by automated testing are not much more than manual testing. Automated testing is almost impossible to find new defects. Most of them are used to find whether the defects that have been found have reappears under each new version, and automated testing is more suitable for defect prevention rather than finding more defects. The biggest use of automated testing is regression testing. And third, may result in higher cost of test tools. Tools for running automated tests can be expensive, which can increase the cost of the test project. Therefore, this may not be the best option, especially in short-term or small projects. Next, exploratory or random testing makes no sense. Automated testing can perform the operation that you required, so in any case, it will stick to it and unable to find undefined errors or bugs in the test plan. Last, automated tests can lead to fault result. If you are notified failed tests on a consistent basis due to something other than actual bugs, this should raise some red flag. Failed tests can be simply due to a small UI implementation and never issue which have nothing to do with the application under test and many other factors. So that's all from our group. Thank you.